Dr. Nikki Ziegler with the Herpreneur Network. Listen, who's me? Who am I? I'm Dr. Nikki Ziegler. The Herpreneur Network is a group of about 2,200 women on Facebook, about 800 on Clubhouse, and about 14,000 on Instagram. And I'm so excited. Want to give a special shout out to Tiffany Bell for allowing me to be a part of the nonprofit CEO Summit, and it's going to be phenomenal. I have some special treats for you. I'm going to talk about how to build your brand and personal in church ministry. It comes from my book that I wrote, How to Build Your Personal and Church Ministry. So I'm gonna elaborate for some of the pages in here, and then we're gonna do some teaching today. So I'm so excited. If you have not followed the Herpreneur Network, go ahead and follow that now. We're just doing some extraordinary things in our community, and I'm so happy to be a part of this particular summit. So let's get into it. How to build your personal and church ministry. Coming from Proverbs 31:25. We got to build. And that's what it's all about. Number one, what is your purpose? The reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. In order to start a church or start a ministry, you got to know your purpose. You got to know why you're doing it. Why am I doing this? Why am I starting a church? Why am I starting this nonprofit? Why am I starting my personal ministry? What am I doing? And so in order for you to know what you're doing, you got to know the purpose and the assignment that you have. In God's word, it tells you in Ephesians 4:11, it says that God himself gave apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers to equip his followers for working of service. That means anytime you in a nonprofit, it is a service. It's a service. You're here to serve. You're here to build up. You're here to empower. You're here to uplift. You're here to change. You're here to build a stronger person. You are here to fulfill the assignment that you have in your nonprofit or in your church or in your ministry. That's why you are here. So it's so important to know your purpose. It's so important to know, why are you here? What is your purpose? I know you're constantly wondering about, specifically for ministry, what the purpose am I doing? Who is my target? Who is the people that is I'm drawing in to serve the nonprofit, to serve the church? And so it is so important to know your why. What is your why? Why are you doing it? So in order to know your why and purpose, you have to understand your vision and your mission statement and tagline. What is my vision? Your vision needs to be bold. It needs to be specific. You need to have a specific focus. If you have a nonprofit for teenagers, it'll be teen girls. Your vision will be for teen girls, but your demographics is for parents. You got to get the parents. In order to get the parents will give you teen girls. If you have a church, is it family oriented? Is it online? Is it virtual? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Twitter? You have to know all these visions and mission. That's why it's so important to have a mission statement. It is so important. What is a mission statement, Dr. Nikki? A mission statement is a formal summary that aims and value of ministry, organization, or individual person. It is a summary of your mission, your faith statement, your vision. It's very small. It's very, it's a couple of lines. So people can know who you are. For me, and even my husband, we have a church with our tagline, building a stronger family, stronger finances, and stronger faith. Those are our three taglines. You have to have a tagline. You have to have a statement. You have to have a mission. I hope that you got a pen today, because we're going to do some teaching. We're going to tap into some areas that you probably haven't thought about, all because this is what we do. I've been in branding for about 15, 20 years. I work with the best of them. I work with the least of them. And so I've seen ministry blow up and grow and grow and grow. And I've seen ministry go down because of their marketing, their branding, their mission is not solid, their foundation has been shifted. So it's so important to have your vision, your mission statement, and it's definitely important to have a tagline. That's going to be very important. Thirdly, you must be consistent. Whatever you are doing, you got to be consistent. The consistent life means that we recognize that our dependency is not on God. So if you have a nonprofit, especially for those in faith-based, because most of my teaching is geared towards Christian-based teaching, you got to have your dependency on God. If God told you to start your church, your personal ministry, your nonprofit, make sure you be obedient and make sure you be consistent in whatever he tells you to do. It is so important to be consistent. It's so important to be consistent in everything that you do so it can level out and the foundation can be good. So number 3, consistency is the key. Number 4, oh my God, this is what I love, love, love. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And I'm going to elaborate in a lot of this right here because I want you guys to get what I'm talking about. Whenever you creating your brand or your ministry, it is so important to make sure your presentation is good. Okay, Dr. Nikki, what that means? Your logo. Cartoon logos. No, not from nonprofits. Make sure your logo is simple. Make sure the color scheme says it all. Try you some reds, try you some blues, try you some purple. Purple's royalty. Blue has a smoothing to it. Red, try you some things that that's going to help you build your brand. Flyers, there's companies called Canva and Mojos and people like, Barbara, who I use to do my flyers. It is so important to make sure your presentation says it. If you're creating your brand, make sure your flyer has everything on it and don't have it too crowded. Because the more crowded you have, the more people are going to pay attention and leave instantly. You want your flyer to gravitate what you're trying to yell out. My church service starts at 11 o'clock. We have Bible study at 7:30. Here are my hashtag. Here is my telephone number. Here is my address. Here is my Facebook page, my Twitter, my Instagram. Here is my website. That flyer, here is a beautiful picture of myself. That flyer should have everything that you need to have to let people know who, what, when, where, how, and there. It gives you all the information that you need to build your brand. Number 3, your business cards. Yeah. People say get away from business cards. I still have mine. I still have my cards. Because my card tells people who I am. My name is Dr. Nikki Ziegler. It has my information. It pops. When you have your brand, make sure whatever you do, it looks different from everybody else. Stop doing your flyers by yourself. If you know you're not equipped to do a flyer, hire someone to do flyers. Normal cost for flyers range between $50 to $250. Normal cost for business cards range between $50 to $250. A logo will range between $100 to $1,500. So for me, this is my flyer that I have for myself with the Herpreneur Network. Every time somebody purchases something, I put the flyer in there and ship it out. Anytime I meet people, I'm constantly giving them my business cards they can have. And my business card, these right here are very clean and feels good. And it will make people want to hold on to it because it's hard and it feels good at the same time. And it has all my information on there. So it's so important to make sure you are having your marketing materials to be polished. Stop doing it yourself. That's not what you do. So why doing it? Number 4, websites. It is so important to be connected to the right people that can do your website. People who do SEOs. I stay away from WIC websites. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm not a WIC website girl. When it comes down to church, I do WordPress. I do a lot of WordPress sites for pastors and leaders because for me, your website says it all. You know what I'm saying? The pastor normally have his own site and the church normally have their own site, but then sometimes you can collaborate and put the sites together. About us, contact us, shop, donate, quality pictures, testimonials, how to join church, what services is needed, what time services is, a little bit about the pastor, a little bit about the first lady. I'm about to sneeze. I hate this. But excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh, please bless me. This is what we do when we're doing recordings. But you got to make sure that your website says it all and it gives you all the information that you need. Another thing is quality pictures. Number 5, you got to have quality pictures. You can't do the selfie pictures and put them on the website, on your flyers, on your business cards. Oh my God, I want to scream when I see them. It is so important to make sure you have quality pictures. Once again, If you look at my pictures, and you'll see my pictures throughout the presentation, the picture is quality. Get you a professional photographer. It's people doing headshots for $75, $50, $5,000, you know what I'm saying, whatever's in their budget. In your budget, they'll make it work. But it's so important to have quality pictures, because with quality pictures, it'll open up way more doors than you ever seen before in your life. And it will let people understand that you have invested in yourself. You can't expect me to invest in you if you don't invest in you. So it's so important to make sure your photos are polished and tight and they're quality. Makeup artists, pull your stylist out, pick your clothes out for you. Get your quality makeup artist who does professional makeup. Your sister doing makeup, please stop. Don't do it. I'm sarcastic and funny at the same time. But you got to make sure your quality is everything. Another thing, and last but not least, on number 4 is social media marketing. It is so important that you are connected to all the social media marketing. Top ones I have is, of course, Facebook, of course, Instagram, of course, TikTok, of course, Clubhouse, of course, Twitter, LinkedIn, Yelp. You know, these are the different Pinterest. These are the different social media that you can connect with to take you to a whole different level. It is so important to build your brand on social media marketing, because as you can see, a lot of the churches have shut down. Virtual is the way to go. So we got to make sure you're going virtual. Okay, and let's get back into it. I want to collaborate on that a lot because that's my niche. Marketing and branding is what I do. Number 5, when you make a plan, see it through. Let's be honest. If you do not commit to following specific plans of actions, you can put yourself in danger of generating high amounts of debt and even going out of business. Listen, don't go out here trying to get a $1.7 million church building, and you know you can't afford that. Start in your living room. Start in a office space. Share a church with somebody else until you can build the capital for you to start your own, have your own building. Count the costs. You know, this stuff, having ministry and marketplace is no secret. Having a nonprofit, it is very expensive at times. So it's so important to count the costs. Okay. Number 6, analyze the results of your effort. It is crucial to remember that it often takes time to see the results of your effort. Listen, members are not going to come time you open the doors up. You're going to have to do some grassroots marketing, get out there, get involved with your community, connect with the mayor, connect with the city councilman, create events, create things that you need to do to build who God has created you to become. You got to network, join the chamber, deal with DHR, join the government assistance program, do different things that's going to draw people to you. I do an event called the Stuff the Bus every year with the public school system, where I help them stuff the bus with school supplies. We have an event here at my church called 200 Coats, Hats, and Socks Drive, where we give out 200 coats in the community, around our community. We also do an event called the Stuff the Truck, where we help single parents with toys for Christmas. But that right there draws in traffic to those who need to build their life up, or those you're trying to draw to your church. And so it's important to do events to give back and to serve the people. Consider the changes that affect your clients. Listen, the changes that affect your clients is very simple. Your clients, your customers, your church members, your followers, you have to count the costs. You have to count the cost of your followers. You know, everything is not for everybody. If you have a personal ministry or nonprofit, you can't be going out so dramatic on your fees. If you're a person who write grants, or a person who write the 501c3s, you can't jump from giving $1,000, charge them $1,000 to now $5,000, because that means your demographic is going to change, and that's going to affect your clients and your followers. So make sure you think about what you're doing. Number 8 is not my favorite one out of everything. Don't be anxious for anything, but in everything, pray, petition with thanksgiving. Always ask God, hey, what's next for me? Let me slow all the way down, like what I'm doing right now, slowing down talking. We got to make sure we pray and we petition and we thank God in the midst of it, because he knows the plans. And God said he don't like when you're anxious. Slow down. Let God lead you down the path he wants you to be on. Another one is fasting and praying. We must fast and we must pray. If you're in ministry, if this for a church, or you're a pastor, or you're a minister, or you're an evangelist, prophet, If you are a teacher, if you are a consultant, you got to fast and you have to pray. It is so important to make sure you fast and pray. Okay. Number 10, be around the people who's doing what you're trying to do. I'm always watching Juanita Bynum. I'm always watching Bishop T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, John Gray, William Murphy, my husband, Pastor Jeremiah Ziegler, because they have, some of them been pastoring 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. If they're doing an amazing job and you like what you see, become a mentee of them. Hey, can you mentor me? I just started my church, or I just started my nonprofit. Can you mentor me? There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. That lead me to the word pride. Leave pride at the back door. Shut the door, lock it, put a bolt on it, because pride will mess you up when you know you need help from somebody and you're afraid to ask them, all because you're thinking or wondering what they're going to say. Listen, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and ignorance, evil behavior, and perfect speech. Proverbs 11:2 says, when pride comes in, that then comes disgrace. But when humility comes wisdom, you got to humble yourself. Listen, Bishop Jakes, I need help. Can you mentor me? Hey, Dr. Jeremiah Ziegler, can you mentor me? Ask people who you know that's doing what you're trying to do for help. And you never know, they might say yes. But if you're assuming they're going to say no, then guess what? Your assumption will be all the way wrong and you wonder what's happened next. So make sure you leave pride at the back door. That's very important. Number 12, believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. I can't expect your ministry to grow. You can't expect your ministry to go. You can't expect for followers to come into the storehouse if you don't even believe in what you're saying, how you living, how you preaching. It is so important to believe in you. You can't expect me to believe in you if you don't believe in you. Y'all see that pretty girl on this picture? Quality pictures. Look, I had a little shade. I look beautiful in this picture. But you got to make sure you believe in you. I believe in myself. I know who I am. And I'm very solid about who my demographics. My demographics would be your average Christian woman in business who make between 70 to 100,000 or more a year. That's my demographics. But I know it because I believe in me. I can't tell them to do something that I don't believe in. So it's so important to believe in yourself. Watch this right here. Check your circles. Make sure you have the right people dining at your table or sitting at your table or checking your circles, because people change every day. If they can't bring nothing to the table, then why are they here? We cannot begin to keep having people in our circle that don't believe in my nonprofit or believe in my vision. You got to make sure, in order to build a strong person, or to build your branding or your ministry, you got to have the right people that's going to push you into your purpose. Okay. I have about 7 or 8 people that I have in my circle. One is my husband. He's my prayer partner, my pastor, my cheerleader. My children are my cheerleader. I have a branding coach. I have a PR coach. I have a speakers coach. I have a business coach. I have a financial strategist that's on my team. I have my spiritual mother that's on my team. So it's so important to make sure you have the right people sitting at your table that's feeding you good knowledge and not negativity. Negativity, it got to go. It can't stay. So check your circles. Make sure you have the right people in your circle. Check it. I check my circle weekly, daily, sometimes hourly, because people are changing all the time. So you got to make sure you have the right people in your circle. Number 14, decipher your audience. Listen, everybody don't supposed to be at your church. Everybody's not going to come to your nonprofit. Everybody's not going to donate to you, because, with nonprofit, you get a lot of sponsorship. Just because they say they like you, that don't make they're going to invest in you. So make sure you decipher your audience. Make sure you go through your audience and see who is your audience. Who do you have that's supposed to be a part of your tribe? Decipher your audience, because it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. You got to decipher your audience. And then number 15, you got to dream big. Dream big, think big. You can't think local. You got to think big. You can't think little visions. You got to have a big vision, a big dream. If your dream is easy for you to have access to, then that's not a dream, that's a vision, or that's a thought. So you got to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're dreaming big and you're thinking out of the box. What's going to make my nonprofit be out of the box? Because I'm thinking different. My mentality is different. My purpose is different. I'm different. My ways are different. My prayer language is different. My reading is different. My decision in business is different. Dream different. You got to do it. You got to do it. And with that being said, accept correction. Accept correction. You got to accept it. It's not an option at this point. You got to be able to accept correction. You don't know everything. You got to be teachable. In order to be teachable, you got to be around people that can teach you. You got to be able to accept correction. You got to be able to know what you have going on. It can be corrected. It is so important to know that. So I thank God for Tiffany allowing me to speak, allow me to be a part of this particular thing. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I'm doing now. Y'all know I'll be trying to make stuff up. But I thank God for her allowing me to speak and allowing me to be a part of the nonprofit CEO Summit. I know that we have a lot of amazing speakers that's going to be speaking today. I just hope that what I've given you is what you need. My book, How to Brand Your Personal and Church Ministry, is available, especially for those who are in the nonprofit world and you don't know nothing about what you're doing. It is so important to have a branding coach or a business coach or someone who can push you right into your purpose, because you can't, that ain't your lane. And I had to learn the hard way. Everything is not meant for everybody to do. You got to make sure that whoever's connected to your purpose can push you where you need to go. So my name is Dr. Nikki Ziegler. I am the founder of the Herpreneur Network. I am also the publisher of the HBCU magazine. I'm also the owner and president of the Life Christian College, where we get your certification as a public speaker, life coach, branding coach, business coach, grieving coach, master's coach, event planning, wedding planning. And we also have a new school that's launching in January where you can get your degree, and you get your degree in associate, bachelor's, master's, PhD. You can get all of those degrees starting in January, and we do have a payment plan. So if you need my services, I'm always available. I thank God for this platform, amazing platform. And once again, thank you, Tiffany Bell, for allowing me to speak at the Nonprofit CEO Summit. You guys have an amazing day and be blessed. Thank you for having me.